welcome to another episode. This time we're in the sorting system space once more. We're going to leave it in just a moment. So yeah, you are probably thinking that, oh, we're going to work on the hallway today, this sort of entrance hall here. No, we are not actually doing that. And the reason for that being is because of this. I had to put in the copper here because I needed it for the copper is going to go down into here, and the wall for the entrance hallway is going to be here. I have a wall that's going to go here around this part and just sort of divide the whole area a little bit, so it's not that large of a space. It's not the whole mansion, it's just a little bit of it. But yeah, I needed to put in the copper for that wall because it's very close fit here. The wall goes here in that direction, and then we have the sorting system and everything like that on here. I need to move that redstone, I realize now, because that's not going to be okay to have there, I don't think. Yeah, I have to check that. But yeah, the wall is very fit here, so I needed to put in copper. But I'm not, of course, going to use this regular copper. I need the oxidized one, the green one. So I need an oxidation center somewhere I can oxidize a lot of copper, because right now my copper storage is very bad. I have only this one, and yeah, a lot of oxidized copper is here, but it's not enough because I'm going to need to cover almost the whole wall here. The height is the one thing I need, so height of that, and think from that staircase to a similar staircase on that side filled with copper mostly. So yeah, we need a lot of copper. The copper I can get, but I need it to oxidized. So what we are going to do is to actually go out and discover more of this terrain that we have here. So I've dug a hole down below in the foundation of the mansion, and I can check you guys or show you guys with the frame cam here. So the mansion has been generated a little bit wonky, since it has been generated in this ravine part of the terrain. So what you can see here is that when woodland mansions, and I think it goes for other structures as well, they have a foundation of cobblestone down below. And if that cobblestone is not reaching a certain level, then it needs to be foundation for the woodland mansion. So what it does is that the terrain generates cobblestone down into that generation of the world and put up a foundation for the whole mansion. It looks very nice when you look at it like, for example, this way. Then it has just, oh, it's nice foundation. But when we come into when we have ravines and all sorts of very steep differences, you have this part. The only thing good about this is that we have actually this big space filled with cobblestone. I can even show you guys, if I go down below, all of this space here, we have some terrain generation a little bit lower. I am on the almost lowest part here, but yeah, most of it is actually filled with cobblestone. It has filled almost every sort of part of the generation that it needs to be. So I decided to go for, since we have a lot of stuff going on up there and I can't fit this type of machine inside of the mansion, I decided to put it here in the cellar and the basement. And we're going to have one pathway that you can see I took over there. It's not completely fixed yet, so I need to change that. But some sort of pathway from the mansion. But we're also going to have this big, large entryway that I can fly into from this ravine. And it's just because I made it that way before I actually decided on what to do down here. The actual contraption is going to be very easy for you guys to remember if you have watched my episodes before, because we are going to build the copper converter. The same thing I did in my old base. I had this prismarine design around it and everything like that. So right now I needed for this part to actually just be made space. It's going to be a little bit different, as you probably will see. But yeah, this whole space is going to be filled with copper converters. We're going to have 10 of them in total, and they are going to take 6 coppers, or not 6 coppers, 12 coppers each. So 12 times 10, 120 copper at once. So yeah, this is going to be a really fun project, I think. And I already have all of the materials here. So most of it is decoration, because we're going to decorate roofs and floors and walls and everything. And yeah, I've decided to go for a glazed terracotta, so wish me luck in that endeavor, because it's going to take a while to place that one in the right way. Okay, so we have a finished machine, or at least half of it, because we're missing the second half of the whole system. I decided to go for just showing you guys how I build up the second half and part of it as well, because some parts are really boring even in time-lapse form. So I decided to chop it up a little bit, and you got some of the best bits, I think, building up a lot of the items in here. But yeah, this is working right now, and I should have gone and gotten some copper so I could show you how it works in case you haven't watched the previous episodes. But yeah, I can show you guys when I have built up the rest of the whole thing here. So quick explanation: even though you put the copper in here, the flying machine takes copper, it distributes them with these sticky pistons that takes the copper, and that copper gets oxidized, and when it has oxidized fully, the copper gets pushed out. When that happens, we get signals down here that shuts off, and when all of these signals are shut off, that sends the flying machine back to here with the copper on the sort of opposite side of the flying machine, and then it's just for me to collect. I have built upon it a little bit since last time, and of course this is not my own design, I should say. This is from a guy called Pixlriffs. Videos and links in the description if you want to check him out yourself. And yeah, it's the same design as I did last time. It's completely copy. The only difference I have here is that I have decorated a little bit, and instead of having the floor down here where I had it last time, I did rise up the floor, so it's with this part instead, because we don't need to go down there very much. We need to go be up here where we have the copper and where we have all of the signals for machines and everything like that. So for the future right now, I need to build up the second part of this, just copy everything from here over there. And then I also need to start working on the design, because right now cobblestone and stone walls and roofs and dirt is not the nicest thing. So we need to build up those things as well and make it look nice in here. Okay, so we're right outside the copper facility right now. I just wanted to show you the last teeny bit of design that I made. Since I thought it was very bad to have just this big hole in the wall, I decided to go for a little bit of a landing bay, where you can see I have used a little bit of stone and deep slate and a little bit of light as well, so no mobs can spawn. I really like it, and I also want to show you the side of it, because it gives a little bit of a different feeling. If I can get around here somewhere. The terrain is not the best right now. There. Okay, so on the side here, I decided to not go for having a larger bridge and then having some sort of pillar, because it's pretty high up here and pillars are not that good when they are that high if you can't detail them enough, and I'm not that good at it. So I went for this design that's sort of stuck to the wall instead, and a little bit of support, and not having just a bridge and these spikes. So this sort of square shapes with some prismarine in, because I wanted to use the sort of cyan copper feeling, but not using copper because I didn't have copper at the time when I was designing this. And yeah, so there we have that part of the entranceway, and I'm just going to end the pole here so we can get inside. And yeah, you can land here, even though I'm probably mostly going to fly inside. But yeah, we can land here and then go up into the actual facility that now have a roof and walls. And yeah, this looks very nice, I think. I'm really in love with the design, and I love that I could use the glazed terracotta. I really love those blocks. They are really nice looking if you can use them right, because they are very hazardous to actually use and very tedious to work with, but they are nice when you manage to do some sort of pattern that you like, or use them in some sort of way. And I really love the light gray one here, because we have this cyan color inside of it, like small details, so it fits very well in with the rest of the design in here. The only thing popping out is those arrows from the magenta terracotta, but I wanted to have those because it gives a little bit of industrial feeling, even though they are very brightly colored. I would have loved to have something like yellow or black in something like that instead. But yeah, here you can see the whole system in its workings. I have put in copper blocks already, and we see that some of them are also oxidized already while I've been working all the stuff around here. So yeah, what should I talk about? You know the system already. It works very well. We put in copper, fly machine goes out, comes back with it when all of this is empty. You can see here that we have these two parts are already finished, because both of them have put out their copper, so that's why we have these redstone lines that have turned off, and then we have the rest of them because not all is finished. And yeah, I can even do this. So I need more copper, of course, and that one is to empty this out. When I've done that, we take fresh new copper. I need to press this button to reset the whole system as well, and then we just place it on the arrows, not past it, because that's going to be left behind. And when we do that, we push this and it goes out. And I must say, it's so satisfying just looking at it, and everything goes in and it starts working. And yeah, it's just a waiting game right now when all of this. You may be wondering about these observers in the floor, and of course they are the reason I have these not carpets here, and also because when some of the copper turns back, it's actually the last block, so to speak, is pushed here, and then 6 blocks out to this place. And why are the observers here then? Well, I want to sort of detect when copper is finished down here, because I'm not going to fly down here when I'm playing and trying to interrupt my work. So instead we're going to use the design I did use in my old copper farm as well, or copper converter or something. It's not a farm, very important. So right now I haven't connected these observers into anything. They are going to be connected to a redstone line. That redstone line is going to go into the wall somewhere here, very discreet, and trying to make it a little bit invisible. Here you can see one of them is actually working right now to come back here. And yeah, back to the observers. When they send out a signal like this one, where we right now got a block above it, so it gets a signal, I'm going to use that to detect when copper is actually finished down here. And when that happens, it's going to send a signal to a redstone lamp that's going to be inside of the base. So I can see that, oh, this redstone lamp is lit up. I know that 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe all of 10 of the modules have been finished with all the copper. I can go down here and collect everything and start new with a fresh batch. So I won't need to come back down here and check every time and got disappointed because it hasn't gotten that long of time since I last was here. So yeah, that's also a project for future episodes maybe, or I'm just going to show this because it's pretty simple what I've done. Just taking redstone, put it back here. The only problem is that I need to go out to the walls and up and above this floor and down back into the middle, because I don't want to have redstone lines going right up here in the middle of this design. I really love the open room that this has, so I don't want to destroy the view but by having a lot of redstone popping up out of the floor. So instead we're going to use something, but that's, like I said, future episodes, projects, and maybe something like that. With all of this copper, we're right now able to actually start making progress on the inside of the base as well. I'm really looking forward to that. But until then, I hope you have liked the episode. If you did, maybe leave just that, a like on the episode, the thumbs up and everything, or maybe even subscribe so you don't miss future episodes, or comment on the episode and tell me what you liked about it. We'll see each other. Goodbye.